Adobe InDesign is the industry-leading DTP software for page designing and layout. The workflow in InDesign also comprises of word processing, which is usually done in a standalone word processing program such as Microsoft Word, although InDesign is also a capable word processor in itself. Adobe released a complementary word processing program to InDesign called InCopy, which can read and export the various text formatting styles that InDesign uses. InDesign uses the dot in the file format for storing InDesign content. New document setting. Being able to properly define the document that you intend to create is a fundamental prerequisite to get the best out of InDesign. You can create a new document by pressing Ctrl+N or go to the File menu, select New, and then click on Document. This opens the New Document dialog box. We shall focus on the Document command for now. It pays to have a general understanding of the various options available in the New Document dialog box, so let us have a look at each of them. We see that there are a lot of options in the New Document dialog box. The first step is to define the intent of the document. Expanding the Intent menu gives us three options: Print, Web, and Mobile. The Print option is not just for printing documents on a printer, but also used for almost all forms of publishing, such as a template or even a document for uploading to the web. Selecting the Print option changes the measurements to pixels and the color space to CMYK. The Web option can be slightly confusing as it doesn't actually mean a web page. It means documents that are delivered electronically, such as PDFs or other on-screen documents. Selecting the Web option changes the document measurements to pixels and the color space to RGB. The Mobile option lets you prepare documents as independent apps or ebooks targeting specific device form factors. When you choose Mobile, the page size now gives you an option of directly choosing from popular devices and populates the width and height fields accordingly by changing the units of measurement to pixels. The Facing Pages option should only be selected if your document has left and right pages that face each other, like in a book. If you are only going to create a single-page document or a document that has different information in different pages, such as a brochure, it is better to turn the option off. The primary text frame adds a text frame to your master page, which is useful if the text flows from chapter to chapter like in a book. This can be left off by default. You can also toggle the orientation between landscape or portrait, which essentially swaps the width and height values. The Columns area helps you define how many columns are to be created in the document. The default is 1. The Gutter helps in defining the separation space between these columns. The Margins area helps in defining the margins of the page. You can obviously go outside the margins with your content, but defining the margins helps in providing a perspective to your document. Notice that there is a chain icon in the middle, which means that the values are linked. If you change a value for the top margin, then the other values will also change. You can also toggle the chain icon to decouple the values of the margins if you want custom margins on each side. There is a Bleed and Slug option that is usually collapsed but can be revealed by clicking the arrow beside it. Bleed is the amount of space outside the margins that you set so that the printing press doesn't cut off the actual content near the margins. Slug is the space where you enter information for the printer to understand, such as the color space used or the number of pages, etc. Again, these options can be linked or set alone and generally need to be set only when sending the page to an actual printing press.